Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. A short break before our final best of three. This is probably the biggest match of the day. Elimination on the line. We're delving in to the lower bracket of the Dota 2 Asia Championship European Qualifier. The classic matchup, El Clasico, if you will, Navi versus Alliance. Not that same grudge match it once was, but still going to turn some heads. Now, this is big because, as we've talked about, the second and third place teams in this qualifier still go to China to play in the wild card. And this is the cutoff. Loser here gets nothing. Winner is at least secured a chance to fight in China.
It's a big deal.
It's a big deal.
We have 6 out of the 10 players from Old Navi and Old Alliance.
Ironically, we do. Loda, Ake, and Potato is supposed to be EGM, from what I've been told. So, not bad. And then you've got Havos, Dendi, and Funnick. So, 60% of El Clasico. I'll take it.
You can call it class.
El Class.
Take out 40% of the letters. Okay, going on to the bans. We see a Magnus ban from Alliance. We saw Dendi play it yesterday, but I don't think Navi's very well known for running Alliance. It's not like an Arise Magnus or an S4 Magnus that teams straight first ban for weeks.
Yeah, we did see Dendi play Magnus, was it yesterday or the day before?
It was yesterday.
Yesterday. So, still a little bit of respect. A hero that they do still pull out.
I think it's mostly they want to probably run a melee heavy strat.
Could be that too. Yeah.
Or like a face rush strat, which is
maybe a combination. They know it's in the Navi arsenal, so Troll Warlord, not a bad opener if you want to do a face rush strat though.
Also a hero that Havos has been liking a lot lately.
Yeah, he played it at least once yesterday, if not twice.
Remaining.
And Wispan, I mean both teams have a great Wisp player. And yeah, he's been hot.
He's been hot for teams that don't have a classic Wisp player. So if you have somebody who's well known for that, just get him the hell out of there. Now, Axe is also banned out by Navi, an interesting hero to be in that first banning couplet. We have seen him picked up quite a bit, counters quite a few of the popular heroes in this current meta, but haven't seen him banned out that much. That does leave the Juggernaut open, which is the other hero that's been the talk of the town recently.
A lot of good heroes left. Juggernaut, Brew.
Remaining.
That's usually the case with...
Well, I mean, it's just unusual that you see an Axe in a Mag ban in the first phase.
Yeah.
Navi going with the PR Classic.
PR Classic, yep. Puck Dazzle. All right, so Dendi or Funnick Puck. It's actually kind of 50-50 these days. Almost maybe a little more sided for Funnick going to the off lane with the Fairy Dragon. But
I'm going to side with Dendi.
Oh, really? You mean for this game or in general?
Oh, for this game.
Oh, for this game, yeah, okay. Yeah, but a good opener for Navi. Very versatile and opens up just a ton of potential.
Remaining.
Oh, so the Axe ban is for Dazzle.
Actually. Oh, yeah.
Maybe half for Dazzle, half for
Pycat.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. Dazzle feel like sometimes I see like amazing graves that just are just game changing. Sometimes it's just like the hero doesn't really do that much.
Yeah.
It depends on how fast the fight is. And Alliant, a hero that I was actually very surprised not to see picked up at all in the last series, especially when Puck was in every single game.
Yeah, some teams really like Lion. It feels like others don't. I see like some games where he's just totally ignored and others where he's first or second picked right away because people like the crowd control, the burst.
I think you have to pick him sometimes versus the Puck. And because Puck has been that blanket first pick that doesn't really go punished, kind of like Brew was very often, and they would just ban Skywrath and they wouldn't have any silences to stop the Brewmaster from splitting. And Puck you can't let get away, just blink Yules and just always escape. With a Hex, instead of a silence like a Disruptor silence or a Skywrath silence, he can't actually Yules and into a blink like we see so many Pucks often get away with. And also he's just really good at shutting him down in the early laning phase, which more likely than not will mean a Dendi Puck so that Funnick won't have to deal with a Lion.
Mm-hmm. We'll see. Third and fourth bans coming out. Navi will take out the Nature's Prophet, and Alliance ban the Dro Ranger and the Slark. Two very irritating heroes to deal with. We saw the potency of the Dro Ranger towards the late game in the last match of PR versus HR. Of course, did not yield a victory, but still put a lot of pressure on. Very versatile hero in her own right to go man mode or to split push, what have you. Navi going to think about this fourth ban out here, but things still pretty
Reserve
open
time.
in this draft. Alliance are Radiant side, so Troll will help them with potential Roche control.
Well, they have so much burst on their lineup too. Like the first 5 seconds of a fight, Impale, Hex, Finger, and Troll ult is, something that's
Basically
pretty
a kill.
difficult to deal with. And usually you'll see like a combo breaker to sort of
Navi's turn to
mitigate this, or at least force them to get BKBs. Like Tidehunter, Earthshaker, Fix's Void is even pretty good, but Navi will ban that out themselves. Or heroes that can just simply disengage, but that's not terribly common versus a Lion.
They ban out the Faceless Void here. Probably smart. Troll Warlord, very good with certain heroes, and Void is one of them. Anybody with a bash, but just the nature of the Chronosphere increases that DPS quite a bit.
Remaining.
So Navi, let's see what kind of lineup they want to go into. I think they need like a
Reserve time.
frontliner that is resistant to getting bursted down by Hex, like a Bristleback, something like that, or even a Centaur to counter initiate the Lion. Just something that is up in front and not scared of just getting blown up in half a second.
Well, this one will not be the hero that does that.
Alliance's
Zeus.
They can pick it
turn
up
to
later.
pick.
Yep, still can get it, but third pick Zeus here. Probably your dandy hero, and lots of damage. They've been playing Zeus a lot, it feels like. I feel like that's been one of Dendy's kind of go-to heroes recently, the past couple weeks.
I like Zeus versus this lineup too. He can stay pretty far out of the fight. He can actually do damage versus like a Lion and a Troll Warlord. He's not right-click dependent, which Whirling Axes is
10
amazing
seconds
versus.
remaining.
And because he is outside of the fight, he can kite them during
5
that
seconds
initial
remaining.
5-second burst that they have.
I wonder if Navi are thinking about a potential Ancient Apparition for their second
Reserve
support
time.
here, just because of how well the Ice Vortex synergizes with Zeus, and also for with Puck for that matter. So get the Snowball Man and then a nice tanky frontliner like that Bristleback you mentioned. Could be a pretty well-rounded draft. Get the best of both worlds. Minus armor with a Bristleback, then you've got some minus magic resistance.
The other partners that we've seen with Zeus just have not been very popular. The Elder Titan in particular.
Oh,
it used to be Vici
He's
used to be
really
all about
fallen
the
off.
Zeus Elder Titan.
What happened to Elder? I mean, I don't think I have seen, since I got back from Christmas, I haven't seen him picked, banned anywhere. I'm sure he has been played some, but there was a while where he was like the talk of the town, first pick, first ban. Not that long ago.
Navi's turn to
Yeah,
pick.
I mean, I
Was-
still think he's pretty good.
Was he nerfed or like not significantly? I think they reduced the damage on like the Astral Spirit by like 20 or something. But is there a reason he's fallen so far out of favor?
Probably more so just a lot of other heroes gotten buffs, but
Yeah.
I mean, no single reason, I would say.
Yeah, not I don't know.
Just-
I kind of forgot about him, to be honest. He's just been straight ignored.
I mean,
10
same with Tidehunter.
seconds
Tidehunter used to be
remaining.
first ban every single time. Now, just not picked up.
Well, for that one, the refresher nerf
seconds
does hurt him a little bit.
remaining.
It was another 15 seconds, 20 seconds.
10 seconds, I think.
10, I think it was 15, but that hurts
Reserve
that hurts him
time.
a little bit. It makes that timing a little more difficult with
But
Do I-
usually you'll see, like, a couple weeks after the patch, the hero's still first
Yeah.
phase, and then he goes down
10
to second
seconds
phase,
remaining.
second pick material, and now not quite so
Alliance's
much.
turn to
Well,
pick.
similar thought process to the Ancient Apparition. Still have the Ancient Seal to buff up all their magic damage, but they take the Sky Wrath for their second support. Well,
Great
Navi-
versus Brewmaster.
Yep, absolutely.
And great with Zeus and Puck, as you mentioned. I mean, generally teams like to pick one damage amplification just so Zeus can just blow someone up
Yeah.
in 1 second's time. Ancient Seal, Icy Vortex, and Natural Order are the main 3.
10 seconds remaining.
Are they the only three outside of Veil?
I mean, there's like
5
Shadow
seconds
Demon, there's
remaining.
Undying. There's a lot
Oh
of
yeah,
other ones.
just the general buffs, not specific for magic. Yep, fair point.
Reserve time.
Alliance running low on reserve time, and they will need another core in their second support here. Couple of options for the Brewmaster. A lot of different ways they could set up these lanes, so still pretty
10
open-ended. And this
seconds
pick should
remaining.
kind of bring their strategy to light. Okay, the Ake Chen, very
Navi's
exciting.
Turn to ban.
Seen a little bit of Chen play since the recent buffs. Of course, the Aghanims, which is not as exciting as the Holy Persuasion change.
It's a lot of push. The
Yeah, it
Brew,
sure
the
is.
Troll, and the Chen. It wasn't very apparent from their first pick, but Navi
10
somewhat
seconds remaining.
vulnerable to the push, I'd say. And yeah, sure, Skywrath is nice and all against the
5 seconds
Brewmaster, but
remaining.
if you have a Chen there to back him up and they're they're pushing your tower before you even hit level 6, then
Alliance's
it's
turn
not
to ban.
really that great.
They do have some creep clear, though. You've got Puck, who's pretty good at it. Zeus can spam out those arc lightnings. Not the best, but something. Looking at the Chen, though, what are you thinking about Chen right now? Obviously, the Holy Persuasion buff was big.
10
You can move your
seconds
creeps
remaining.
around. You can now get 2 units at level 3.
He's good
5
if your team
seconds
is
remaining.
very good at early game. If your team is more the mid-late game team and out-carry the other team, then I think
Reserve
he's
Stay away from the Chen.
stay away from the Chen. But if your team
5 seconds
can
remaining.
just capitalize on the first 15 minutes of the game and you're a very clean,
Navi's
precise team that doesn't
turn
make
to
very
pick.
many mistakes, then I think Chen is amazing.
Okay. I can't disagree with that.
He can take control of multiple lanes without even being there, like a Wildkin in one, a Satyr in the other, and just spam it out while healing up your teammates. Like, he is just incredibly good. Also, the efficiency factor is also not something to be underrated. For example, a Storm Spirit with a Chen is incredible. Just constantly send him back. He TPs and
10
he gets another
seconds
kill within 10
remaining.
seconds. Or we've seen Chen Puck combo a lot too.
5
Navi
seconds
used to run it a
remaining.
lot when they had Puppy and Dendi. You like Puck just goes out, kills, dumps his mana, and then they send him back, and
Alliance's
then
turn
Orb
to
John
pick.
fills up his bottle, goes in for another kill.
Right. That kind of...
But I mean, on top of that, just to sustain the tower push is incredible, and they are probably looking to end the game early versus
Oh,
Medusa.
man. There you go. Talking about ending the game early. Pugna, the final choice for Alliance, and Navi, they pick up the Dusa. So...
Wow, I can't believe they actually went into Adusa when it's 3 out of their 4 heroes are really good at pushing and ending the game early.
This is going to be scary for Navi. Pretty straightforward how the strategies are going to go. Lion's going to try to end this game before 25, 30 minutes, and Navi, they're going to try and stall as long as they can to get
might have-
Host up to snuff.
Baited the Skywrath pick with the Brood too. I think that was actually their plan. It's like, okay, we don't actually care if they pick Skywrath. They still have 1 support left. We're not going to ban it out, even though Skywrath is great against Brood, because Pugna owns him with the Nether Ward.
Yeah, he really does. And also is just damn good at pushing, as we're all well aware, and not something that...
Easy Medusa mana drain.
This is...
Not
This
really
feels...
easy.
Does this feel like an outdraft to you from Alliance, straight
No.
up, or...
No.
Not
They
quite,
have,
okay.
This is really difficult to execute. Push strats post TI4 are incredibly difficult to pull off and pull off well.
Oh yeah.
So it's
Prepare
even if
for
it were an
battle.
outdraft, Alliance still have a long road ahead of them.
Yep, just a couple of missteps when you're getting towards that high ground, or a good stone gaze from Havost, and things could quickly turn around. Now, Dazzle and Medusa, some natural synergy there. So I do like that this Navi draft has a wide range of damage types. Huge physical output with the minus armor, and as we talked about.
That's
a lot.
only if Medusa actually gets farm. We're talking about like a 10-minute, 15-minute push from Alliance, where Medusa has maybe a Yasha
Yeah.
at most. And on top of that, they have Lion mana drain on top of the Pugna ward to drain all of her mana. So she can't actually be that tanky, and she might even be lucky to get off a mana drain.
Yeah,
Or
I was
get off
thinking more
a
the
stone
weave
gaze.
just really helps on that front. I mean, all their...
It
At the 10, 15
is-
minute mark, the right clicks still are somewhat
I mean, it's like
relevant.
double damage of like 50 damage a shot is
Yeah,
not
that's
that
true.
much.
Yeah, so...
I mean, I think it'll work wonders, 35-minute plus, but Navi's not really worried about the 35-minute plus. They're worried about the 10 to 20. I think that's when the majority of the damage will be done from Alliance's lineup. So, looks like it will be a Loda solo mid and not the solo mid troll that I might have expected.
No, from Navi losing the ward battle out of the gate. My Nut's going to
The
get down a
battle
sentry.
begins.
Puck tried to get down as quick as he could, but his ward was scouted. They've got a nice lane ward down here to make his life more difficult, and both teams will take vision of the top rune on the dire side of the river. So you mentioned the troll mid, Potato. I believe this is EGM on the Brewmaster, will be off lane. That puts Ake in the jungle on the Chen, of course. My Nut's on the Lion. Then you've got Pycat farming the safe lane on the Troll. Dire will do a 2-1-2 at least to get it started. Phonic takes the puck. Go Black on the Skywrath will join his Fairy Dragon friend. Dendi mid on the Zeus. Leaves Savost in the safe lane on the Dusa, and Vanscore on the Dazzle.
So, Loda, with the kind of bare bones build with a 2 branches and 1 tango, doesn't beat out Dendi's super bare bones build with just a sheer tango.
Yep. So, Pugna versus Zeus. What should we expect in this mid matchup? This is not one you see often.
Well, Loda has actually gone for a level decrep, and this is actually going to be fairly difficult for Dendi, I'd say, just because of the constant Nether Blast spam that's going to be coming out with a bottle and a potential magic stick coming out soon. It all depends on rune control too. I mean, just not having those runes will severely impact your farm, and Zeus can't really the push of Tower 2. He's not that great at wave clear. He's decent at it, but not as good as like a Death Prophet, let's say.
Yeah.
And versus a hero like a Dragon Knight or a Pugna or Venomancer, his tower is going to take damage. A lot of damage.
Ake already doing work in the jungle, halfway through level 2, picks up a Satyr. Really have... I like watching Chen. I miss the days of seeing Chen kind of prevalent in the meta, and it seems pretty obvious that Ice Frog really wants Chen to come back, he just keeps getting buffed over and over.
Goblack.
Oh, My Nut's coming around. Connects with the Earth Spike just barely, but Go Black will survive.
And let's see, what is Chen up to? He has a Satyr creep, he has a smoke, he is securing the 2-minute rune.
And invisibility, there is no ward vision on this bottom rune from either side, so he could pick this up or save it for someone else and try to make an aggressive play. Loda will get the top bounty rune, so first round of rune control does go in favor of the Radiant. My Nuts will come over and get the invisibility, maybe make a movement towards mid.
I feel like a mere teen when I hear My Nuts' name.
You feel like what?
A mere teen. But
Yeah.
I'm just immature.
A mere teen. That's good. Yeah, I saw somebody. Everybody loves My Nuts as a name. It's good. The natural jokes. Yuck, 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 yuck. Troll really struggling to farm
Watch
this
Dendy
safe
in
lane.
mid.
My Nuts, he's thinking about it. Nah, Dendy gonna go back to rendezvous with the courier here, drop his bottle.
I think he might be done for very soon.
Oh, he's gonna step forward, gets stunned by the Lion. Loda comes in with the Decrep Nether Blast, but Van Score with a fast TP. I don't even know if he needed to, but
They might go in for round 2, though. Ake smoked up. Van Score will not be able to pop the smoke. That was so incredibly close.
Yep.
And now they will scout out Van Score heading onto this top lane, and it looks like he's setting a trap right now.
Ake going in, Tomato first, hits him with the Thunderclap. A Hadouken flies through, Van Score gets off the shallow grave, but beautiful body blocks from the Holy Knight, and this will be a first blood, or will it? Denied by the neutral.
Wow.
Nicely done, Van Score.
Why did Ake not right-click him?
I am not sure.
That
Okay, no first blood.
I thought that was going to be an easy right-click for first blood.
Especially
it
with
should
the
have been.
2 creeps there, too. I was just,
There was a good, I'd say, like 3/4 of a second window where he didn't have Shallow Grave and he was right-clicking the creep. But looks like Alliance will take control of the top side of the map. Havos probably feeling a lot of pressure, especially with this double Furbolg coming. Oh, actually, Hellbear. My bad. My bad. Visitor.
Furbolg, look at you, man. Wow.
I'm living in 2013.
You're hung up on the past, man. But Pycat's really struggling to farm in this safe lane. He only has 11 last hits in 4 minutes. Meanwhile, Funnick, 17 and 6, keeping the Skywrath down here, has not only helped the farm of Funnick, but really slowed down what Pycat's been able to do. So there's a victory for Navi in this laning phase, it looks like.
Looks like he'll be the Bassi carrier, and he skimped down on a Stout Shield in order to get the Ring of Protection. It's so imperative to get a Ring of Protection when you're trying to push towers early, or go for a push strat in general.
You mean the Bassi?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What did I say?
That's just the Ring of Protection.
Oh, yeah. Bassi.
That doesn't help so much with the tower, but
Or Aquila.
some sort of an armor aura for your creeps, or just a Wild Wing Ripper. They work pretty damn well also. How's old Potato doing in the top lane? He is 7-1 in the off-lane Brew, almost level 5. So
Van Score is
holding
going to get
his own.
sighted out by Potato, and then I think they might make a move on Van Score right now. Ake with a wraparound.
Yeah, he's got 2 tomatoes coming in. Van Score will just TP out, but Havost, he's going in deep, and the TP out won't happen. 2 fights breaking out here. The first blood gets drawn on the Potato. I thought Ake might be able to get it onto Van Score. Grave comes out, and now Ake in an awkward position. Havost, could he secure a double here? He does have boots. Ake does not. Concussive comes in, and it's a set of kills for Havost in the top lane. Now, while that was going on, Dendy erupted with some damage in the mid lane and gets a kill on Pugna.
Not looking good for Alliance. This is not the start that you want. They missed the first blood. They haven't gotten any kills. Chen hasn't been able to take down any towers because he hasn't been able to get any kills, and Pugna has taken a spill in mid. So this is going disastrous. And as you mentioned, Pycat not able to really CS that well in the bottom lane. 19 CS, number 5 out of 10.
I mean, yeah, you compare that to Havost, who's leading the way at 38 and now picked up a couple of kills. Already phase boots and Ring of Health to go with his Wraith Band. Just glancing at the graph, already about a 2,500 gold lead for Navi.
Funnick does have an invisibility room, maybe looking to snipe another kill onto Loda.
Only level 5 though, no coil, but do they even need it to bring down the Pugna? The burst from Zeus and the Fairy Dragon, probably more than enough. Arcane Boots on the ground. Bendy coming in, Funnick giving him the vision. We'll take a look at Dire Vision here, and oh, good night, Loda. Not even time to react. Funnick would get turned around on, maybe? Nope, jaunts to the orb, and yeah, well, there was another ward down, but not for very long. Navi get another clean kill on the mid lane Pugna.
And they need to start taking tower soon or doing something because...
Could be a quick game 1 at this rate, I mean.
Yeah, Alliance's draft is
bottom
not
tower is under
equipped to go that late, especially with Troll being underfarmed.
And they're also just not really that equipped to recover here based on the way this momentum is going in this game. A very momentous lineup. We'll see another initiation down bottom. Go Black trades for the Lion. A 1-for-1 right away. Pycat will use the Battle Trance and dive onto Funnick. Can he actually get the kill here? No. Pycat will have to walk away. Meanwhile, in the top lane, now Potato initiated on once more. He is level 6, does have a Bruce split, and they will not pursue. Meanwhile, now in the bottom lane, Funnick coil onto Pycat, tries to man up, and it will backfire. Pycat gets the kill and will walk away low on health, but basically scot-free. Go Black TP's down to try and assist his friend, and that will not happen. Okay, Alliance starting to strike back a little bit. The Troll finding a much-needed kill and helping recover some of his farm. Potato still with his primal split. All right, good news for Alliance. They need a few more of those to really come right back into where they want to be. And oh, they might find it on Dendy. He's going for that bounty rune. The ensnare locks him in place. The Wild Wing beaks him down. And another one on the scoreboard for Alliance.
And now Lion's almost level 6.
And Funnick almost in trouble again. He's got the Skywrath with him here, but
I think they kind of just have to ignore the Medusa and put pressure on the mid and bottom lane. I mean, Brewmaster is just gonna, do brew things and not die and be annoying. And as long as he keeps dodging the Mystic Snakes, they should be okay.
Yep.
So first fort used, loaded with DD, beating on this mid lane. Zeus is gonna respawn.
And are they going to make a hold at the mid? Yeah, they'll try. Ake's smoked up here. He's got a whole trio of creeps. Looks like they want to try to just gank Dendy again, keep him down.
And I think he has to go all the way around though, especially with Dendy's positioning. Then he's on the south side of the tower, but his smoke has been popped.
Oh, Loda going to the high ground now. Skywrath on his way over. Dendy pops the ultimate as the Ancient Seal flies through. Will that Arcane Bolt be enough for the kill? Not quite, but that auto attack will be. Loda goes down first. They get the kill on the Skywrath, but Ake in a little bit of trouble. Poison Touch from Dazzle will be enough damage. A 2-for-1 in the mid. Navi coming out ahead. And now in the bottom lane, Minot scouting out Funnick, who is trying to farm these neutrals. Will get hexed. Not going to be able to jaunt to the orb. Now Funnick stunned up, blinded by Pycat. The panic phase shift and nowhere to go. 2 for 2 around the map as Alliance strike back again.
This mid tower is definitely going to fall soon too. I think Pugna can just go in. Let's check Zeus's mana. He's almost out, and they make a go on Potato. Skywrath ults, easy kill. I think it's just time for Brew to just ditch this lane. Let Havos have his way. Let him farm that lane. Let him push, because they need towers. It's far more important for Alliance to get towers.
Health Brew's item progression, not much. Just Brown Boots bottle, 800 gold, maybe towards a blink. Dendy decrept in the mid lane. Nether Blast will finish off that tower. Funnick still TP's in. Coil on 1. Connects on Pycat. Still trying to man up on Pycat. The all heal from Chen buys him some time. Funnick will jaunt across the lane. Finds a bounty rune as he sips up the bottle, but they're still in hot pursuit. He should be okay. Orb up in just a couple seconds, and it will just be a tier 1 tower kill for Loda. But 10 minutes in, only 1 tower down. Not quite what Alliance had in mind when they drafted this lineup, I think.
Haven't been able to make good use of Brewmaster ultimate yet either. And that's quite troublesome. Especially when he's in the offlane, he's going to be struggling to find his Blink Dagger. Ideally, you'd get 1 or 2 easy kills with your Brew ultimate while the supports are still weak, and then you get your Blink. And it looks like he's trying to set up on the bottom lane, but Puck level 3 Waning Rift. He went a 2-3-1 build. Dendy gets triple stunned by creeps. He might actually solo die to these creeps.
Whoa. He'll be all right for now.
Dire's
Creeps on their way
tower
back
is under
down.
attack.
Navi kind of positioning to make a defense if Alliance commit for this tower. But they are just
Radiant's
slowly
top
chipping
tower
at it.
is
Funnick
under
trying to do
attack.
some creep clearing here.
Radiant structures are fortified.
And now they get hit by a weave, and
But
this
look
is
at this up
tough.
top. Havos forces out a glyph, and he's pushing just about as fast as Alliance is in the bottom lane. They will have to check it. Pycat comes up, connects with the ranged Whirling Axes. Minot's TP's in, but Stone Gaze is there. Pycat gets petrified. Minots will get petrified as he connects with an Earth Spike. Pycat looking to pursue. 4 points in the mana shield. Havos low on mana. but will be
use on
okay.
bottom.
Oh, here we
Radiant's
go.
top tower is
Tornado
under attack.
onto the puck, locks him in place. Chen creeps pressing forward, but who do they go on? A lot of disables. It looks like Puck will be the one left behind. Nice phase shift.
Radiant's
Orbs
middle
across the
tower
trees.
is under attack.
Can jaunt to it. Navi still with all alive. They'll take out the Nether Ward. Loda gets silenced as he tries to come back in. Ultimate from Dendi gives him some vision. They know Potato's got no ultimate. Vanscore the first to go down. Skywrath second. A lot of low health heroes on the Radiant side. Funnick trying to catch one, maybe TPing out. A good guess, but does not guess correctly. And Alliance will walk away from a 2-0. Somehow with all heroes still alive, though quite a few in the red.
Lion trying to mess a little bit with Havos in the top lane. Level 3 mana drain up on Mind Nuts, going for a 3-2-2 build.
Interesting.
Interesting indeed. Good versus Medusa.
Funnick in the jungle.
Oh no, all the creeps.
Finds Ake. Creeps getting low. The orb actually misses and won't jaunt to it as he sees the Pugna nearby. Top lane, Minot silenced. Mystic
Radiant's
Snake,
bottom
and
tower
nowhere
is
for the
under
line to
attack.
go on this one. Havos going to get another one up on the scoreboard, it looks like. Playing a little ring around the rosy. Ah, that's cute. Hexen, drain his mana, but Arcane Bolt to the face secures the kill on Minot.
Even gold is bad for Alliance. Really bad for this time in the game. And they're not even.
Yep, 1,000 gold behind. Let me just look at the net
Dire's
worth.
middle tower
Dusa
is
is
under attack.
big. 6,800 compared to the leading farmer of Alliance, the Troll, at 4,300. Oof. Yeah, Havos almost level 11. Not that next point in Stone Gaze makes a big difference, but not a fun hero to try and push into. Still only one tower kill from Alliance at the 13-minute mark. They need something here, Merlini, because what they're doing now is not working for them. They
Well,
will have a mech on Ake, though, and that's a big step.
It's not like their late game is like really bad. Oh, and Vanscore will find the Sentry or the Observer Ward, but Gallblack did smoke under the guise of that. Oh no. I mean, Havos is unkillable at this point, I'd say, and he hasn't had to leave the top lane at all. And that's, I think, your biggest concern as Alliance. Like, we can't even push down the bottom T1 tower and force Medusa to leave their lane or win fights 4-on-5 with a Panda this early in the game.
Yeah, do you really think the Alliance late game isn't that bad? I mean, it's not atrocious, but I don't see any real tools to deal with the Dusa or the Dazzle, which is the big problem. You've got him who can just sit in the back and there's no axe.
Troll Bashlock.
Yeah, the Bashlock.
Drunken Haze is pretty good. Lion Mana Drain is pretty good. Constant Decreps on Medusa is pretty good. I think they can kite her and try and kill her teammates. And there's still going to be the problem of the Puck, the Zeus, and the Skywrath dealing with that Pugna Ward. That Pugna Ward, we haven't really seen it in full action yet, but now it's maxed, and it is going to hit really hard.
Well, the Potato in the bottom lane gets
Radiant's middle
roasted.
tower is under attack.
Meanwhile, in the top, Avost has to use another ultimate here, and it will keep him safe. A nice pick off on the Brew, utilizing those silences. And Navi just get a little freebie. Okay, so 8-10. Dendi farming away in the mid lane, close to his 4-staff.
Radiant's
Alliance will
middle
group up for a
tower is
push
under
now in the
attack.
top lane. Loda going for an Aghanims, it would appear. Point booster picked up on his power
Dire's
treads.
top
Ake with a
tower is
whole
under
army
attack.
of centaurs. This is a whole centaur
Radiant
family here.
structures are fortified.
They're going to go for a
Dire's
tower trade.
structures are
But
fortified.
Navi, can they actually trade this? Radiant have already used their glyph. Only 2 heroes in the bottom, but if they go
Radiant's
1-for-1, that's
bottom
great.
tower is under
Here's the
attack.
response from Alliance, though. Potato comes in. He does have a primal split. No
Dire's
blink
top
dagger.
tower has fallen.
More support on the way. Pugna, as well as the Chen, TPing in. And they just can't close the gap. They do get the tower up top, however. Troll Warlord
Radiant's
secures the
middle
last hit.
tower is under attack.
So good trade for Alliance.
Not a good trade for Alliance. Navi's about to get the mid T1
Are they?
for free.
Yeah, they are. Okay. All right, never mind. I take that back, good sir. Does get denied by the troll,
Radiant's
so
middle tower has been denied.
not bad, but the mid-tier one, much more of an access point. When you're talking about Roshan and other areas of the map, I think Navi will be okay with trading those 2 towers. The top tier one, probably one of the least strategic towers in the game, I think.
Navi's still like one really bad fight away from Alliance just taking T1 tower bottom and the Roshan, who they can put on the Troll or the Brewmaster and continue pressure onto the T2s. So Navi's still not in the clear, although they've played this early game fantastically, and Alliance did not expect to be this far behind in their early game with their draft. They're still hanging in there, and it's not come to that point where they have to make some risky maneuvers.
Uh-oh, Chen's army in a little bit of trouble. One of the Centaurs will get taken out. Holy Persuasion pulls him back, or Test of Faith, rather. Loses one of the Centaurs, though.
Okay, so here we go with the first real 5-on-5 push in the game.
Blink
Let's see where Alliance has put their ward. So usually you'll see nether wards dropped in the trees, but this one is pretty vulnerable. Oh no, it's gonna die. This means they can't push for another 20 seconds. What a disaster.
80 gold goes the way of Puck, and the tower ends up getting denied. Not really the momentous tower push that I thought Alliance were going to try to go for there.
I still think they can do it.
Especially with the blink on the brew now, they have a lot more flexibility.
Well, Pugna went home for mana, and they might try and continue onwards. Looks like that is not an option for them while they're still far and be had in the other two lanes.
Well, double stack the Ancients here. Havos just going to stand on the high ground and utilize that split shot. His Yasha is on the way, continuing to top the net worth charts. Troll Warlord, he's got an Ogre Club moving into the BKB or the SNY. A couple of options with the Helm of the Dominator already. And just some wards coming on the Courier. And Pugna moving into that Aghanim Scepter, about 1,500 gold away, but Loda with pretty good farm also finds his level 11.
Still, we haven't really seen Brew Ultimate dominate any of these fights, and that's one of the risks of running an off-lane Brewmaster who isn't going to be able to secure that much farm.
Not too big of a lead for Navi. 2,000 gold, 1,500 experience. Sizable for 18 minutes in, but nothing insurmountable. Puck will grab his Blink Dagger here around the 18-minute mark. Good recovery for Phonic, who did have to go for Tranquil Boots. I don't see that on the Puck too often, but sometimes the way you got to do it.
It's nice to heal up after, like, there's sometimes you just can't avoid getting hit by the Nether Ward. And it being magical damage won't proc his Tranquils, and looks like they are gearing up for a push, but it's come so slowly. Phonic's already there, spamming out with orbs, and they do have a mech up on the Chen, but all in all, their push has been fairly weak. Medusa out in the front lines with Lincolns and Yasha doing a lot of damage. Oh, and
they find the Nether Ward again. Oh, no. This time it's in the trees, a little more sneaky, but at least Navi know where it is and can try to position around it. Off to the side, Minut's taking a lot of damage, gets healed up, but will go down right away. Dendy pulls the trigger on the ultimate and secures the kill. Potato on the run, does have a split here and will get it off. Despite that long cast point, Phonic can't get the Waning Rift in time. The coil is still there, buys them some space. Just a 1-0, but Navi defend the tower.
Oh, Loda trapped himself in.
Oh no, Loda! What a misplay there. He'll try and life drain as best he can. His team nowhere in position to save him, but the Chen with the send back keeps Loda alive. Pycat now on the run, but pretty tanky. All these Centaurs chasing down Phonic, and a little more damage. He may fall, but no, now the team is here. They'll be able to clean up this Chen army and get a lot of extra gold coming their way. Pycat reinitiates. Potato goes in. A big clap on 3. Where's the follow-up damage, though? Havos with a nice Stone Gaze petrifies the creeps. They lose their Skywrath Mage, but like you pointed out before, a break-even for Alliance is a victory for Navi.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And slowly but surely, this push is going to get weaker and weaker, but Loda and the rest of Alliance will not relent. They pretty much can't with this sort of strategy. As you said, their late game's not the best, and they really need to capitalize on the strength of the lineup, which is pushing. And they're trying to do it right now, but now so many tools have come online for them. Puck with the Blink Dagger, and that last engage was just very strange. Minus was caught out on the far left side, not really protected by the Nether Ward. So Skyrat's just like, okay, I'm just going to ult you in the face and not worry about killing myself.
Yeah. Well, Pugna now a lot closer to his Aghanims, only 400 gold out. The tier 2 in the bottom stays standing. We're now 20 minutes in, 9-11, with Navi still holding on to a lead, and after that little skirmish, bumping up a bit more, now closer to 3,000. Vost picking up another ultimate orb. Could be the beginning of the Scotty, could just be going into Manta, but still getting more and more stats. This Observer Ward, well, countered already. So a noble effort there, go black, but gonna have to save it for another day. Tier 1 tower in the bottom lane will get taken out. So it is an even tower trade. 3 for 3 right now at the 21-minute mark. Navi, you got to be feeling good about that.
And Medusa almost with Manta style complete. Lincoln's Manta, 22 minutes. We saw Ditya get it in 25.
Is it the Manta and not straight into Scotty?
Oh, yeah.
Didn't Ditya go casual Yasha right into the Scotty?
No, he went Lincoln's.
That might have been one of the
He went Lincoln's Eth Blade.
Radiant's bottom tower
No.
is
Oh,
under
yeah,
attack.
yeah. I mean, why not Scotty?
Yeah, exactly.
The point is, he has a lot. He has a lot.
Yeah. It all boils down to the same thing. I've always just farmed his health. 22 or 12,000 net worth. Still 50% up on the Troll, the leading farmer of Alliance. Pycat getting close to his BKB, just a couple creep kills out, and that will help quite a bit. BKBs in general going to be the saving grace for Alliance. Pugna with an Aghanim Scepter. Any thoughts about the Pugna build here? Is this the right way to go?
Well, if you're not going to win with a
or
Necrobook push, then you might as well transition into a later build, which is a Pugna Life Drain build. It's okay. They have a lot of long duration silences. Ancient Seal, Waning Rift is pretty long. But aside from that, not too many ways to interrupt the Life Drain. I suppose Zeus Bolt too, but nothing long and continuous like a Cold Snap or a Bash Void.
Yeah.
Although Bash Void's not that great because he can just decrep, but still, with BKB.
Yep. Navi still kind of moving around as a squad here. They've got 4 heroes in the mid, Funnick, and a split pushing around the sides and the bottom. Are Navi... I thought for a second they might be thinking about Roche, but no, it doesn't look like it.
They don't have to take that sort of risk. They just need to defend towers and slow Alliance down and drag this game on and on until Havos gets too big.
Yeah, Havos just interested in the Ancients here. Kills another set of dragons. Now the rotation up top. Weave onto Pycat to get it started, but lacking some catch. Concussive Shot will fly through, but no puck here to start it off with a Blink Coil. Alliance, though, they'll rotate the rest of their team to try and intercept. They've got a smoke on Ake, Potato, and Loda. Sitting on the low ground here. Couple of Centaurs and a Dark Troll Summoner to try to initiate this. I don't know that Navi are prepared for this 5-hero jump that's about to come their way.
Their position is pretty darn good for doing so.
Yeah. So far. Looking at vision, both sides very blind here. Alliance will get a ward down as they kind of intercept. But looking at their vision, they have no idea where Navi is, and there could be a smoke gank wraparound coming their way for all they're privy to, but will not be the case. They get the tier 2 tower. Navi basically just let it fall, give Funnick some space in the bottom lane. Pycat will TP down to deal with that and send back on the Pugna, keep him safe in the well.
I mean, they went for a push and got a tower, but still they had to commit 5 people, and Medusa 215 last hits to 135 on the Troll. And
whoa, Pycat jumped on, uses the BKB, lives through the initial burst. The all heal from Chen, helping to pick him up. Right now the Brew and Pugna in hot pursuit to rendezvous. And I think they're just going to have to let this one go. Funnick will blink back defensively. Dendi does have a Force Staff, but no blink. And will hop through the trees. Funnick now caught by the Drunken Haze. Double damage Potato chasing him down. No blink. Oh, never mind. That was the Brew. Yep. Blink TP from Funnick. He's good. Noble effort, though. Showing us how fast they can burst somebody down. Troll got to like 150 HP or so before he could BKB. Close call.
Yeah, BKBs are decent, but
that was his 10-second charge also.
In a 5-on-5 situation, they'll have Stone Gaze to deal with it.
Yeah. Go black, farming away in the mid lane, level 10 on this Skywrath Mage.
Tower is under attack.
Alliance just can't seem to get the objectives they're looking for here. They're just kind of walking around farming, which is okay for now, I guess, until they get these next core items. If they've sort of given up on this push strat and want to buckle down towards the late game, what are you thinking here, Merlini? What's the approach?
Blink on Lion to set up picks so that no one can farm safely except for the Dusa.
He's getting close, 1,400 gold.
That's the first step. Second step, get BKB on Brewmaster, so if you do take a 5-on-5 engage, he is almost guaranteed to get off his ultimate.
He's got the point booster, so might not take heed to that advice in the near future.
And then, of course, just get big on Troll so that he can start killing people before the Stone Gaze actually hits.
Well, Dusa has the Scotty, so it is just that casual Yasha for now. Puts Havost 26 minutes in at just about 2,000 HP. and even hits level 16. Highest level in the game by 2. Still sort of having free run of the
Radiant's
map.
bottom tower
Puck picks up an
is under
ultimate orb,
attack.
probably the beginnings of a cycle. And still quite far away. Roche scouted out by a Chen Centaur.
Or not.
Well, was momentarily, making sure Navi weren't there. Down in the bottom lane, Minots will get dream coiled by Funnick, but not
It was
too much support
HOD
there.
creep by Pycat.
Oh, that was the HOD creep. It's too many centaurs. I can't keep them all straight. I don't know which centaur belongs to who. They need a little name tag or a branding or something.
They don't have the colors like Dota 1.
Invisibility rune on the potato. Turns into a mobile ward here. We'll take a look at what Alliance can see. They've got a nice ward outside of the Dire Secret Shop, but
This
it's
could
soon
be the
to
opportunity that
expire.
they're looking for. Dusa is out by her lonesome. No one close by.
Potato does have a brew split. That'll break the Lincolns now, the clap, or with the Drunken Haze rather. And now Stonegaze comes out as more creeps come on in. There's your primal split. Havost will get stunned, but he's got a lot of support inbound. Meanwhile, on the other side of the fight, the rest of Navi starting to intercept. Havost still with a lot of HP, a decent amount of mana. Alliance will settle for Dendi instead. He does manage to get off the ultimate, but locked in the corner and nowhere to go.
And more importantly, Havost not even close to dying, with his whole team not close by and Alliance's whole team surrounding him.
Yep. Good use of the Stone Gaze there, though. Didn't panic, held it until more creeps were inbound and stopped those centaurs from hitting him with the mass war stomps.
Funnick already approaching their next move. They hear the battle trance will go into Roshan. It's already dropped to 3/4 HP.
Dire
First
have
orb
a
has been
ward
used.
here. This is Dire Vision that we're looking at, and they have a pretty good idea of what's going on. They'll use the weave to scout out the pit. Roche at half health, and they will repel Alliance in a 5v4 scenario. No primal split, so Alliance will want to be a little more cautious here. Also, no finger, though Lion does have a blink. Funnick being cute inside of the pit. I just don't think Alliance can do this. The Roche, I mean. Now Havost coming in with that split shot.
Well,
Put
if
out
they
the
don't,
illusions.
then I think Navi will, because they still don't
Dire's
have
top
Brew Ultimate.
tower is under attack.
Another 37 seconds. Do Navi even want to go for it, though? They might see it as a bit too much of a risk for this stage of the game. Puck backing on up, and Alliance will just continue to push the bottom lane. They want to stay nearby in case Navi move into the pit. No vision on Navi right now. They headed mid, did not smoke up.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Navi with the same idea. Just going to station around the pit, make sure they're in this quadrant of the map so they can try and catch Alliance if need be. Most ultimates coming back up now. Brew split will be here in 5 seconds. The finger's already cooled down.
And they will find the puck in the ward again. This means the Alliance has to back off. I mean, it's already pretty close and pretty clear that they're already fighting on the back foot and probably can't win a fight with a Pugna ward. And without a Pugna ward, it's just no contest.
Yeah.
But maybe with Brew Ultimate, it has cooled down. And Navi still, no one wants to leave this pit and give up a free Roshan. Ideally, they have someone split pushing the side lanes on the side of Navi because they have this T2 tower that they can quickly access Roshan with. And not Alliance leaving that area.
So does this mean Roche gets handed over? You can tell Navi feeling very cautious here. They see the line in the bottom lane and a couple of Chen creeps. But they do not want to get caught committed too deep in the pit. Chen will lose a creep, or was that the HOD creep again? A creep dies. Yeah, it looks like Chen still has 4. I think that was the trolls. The trolls troll. Oh, wow. Now there's a smoke from Alliance, though. Dire did not have vision of it. And they're moving in. Potato, he's not smoked up. They are trying to bait the Brewmaster, it looks like. Navi, are they going to take the bait? Merlini? No. What a play from Alliance. They'll move into Roche. They can bring it down very quick. Does Funnick scout this out? He does! With some time to react.
Radiant's middle tower
Could blink in,
is
go for an
under
Aegis
attack.
snatch. He does. Silence. Coil goes down to the Radiant. Troll picks up the Aegis, and Funnick suicide. Now, Dusa trying to go in and make something happen, but the Brew split will kind of zone him out. Vanscore forced to grave himself. Eats the wand charges and will not live as Lion hits him with an Earth Spike.
Radiant's
Alliance
middle
getting
tower is
aggressive
under
here.
attack.
Havost in some trouble. Mana drain, not enough to bring him down. He'll run away, but Dendi left behind and blown up. 3-0 as Alliance secure Roshan for themselves.
That was such a brilliant play by them. Smoking 4 leaving the Brewmaster out in sight of the observer ward so that Navi doesn't expect the Roshan. And Funnick's there, and he's just like, they could be doing Roshan, but his team was nowhere close to be found, while Roshan was just getting beat down by Battle Trance. And I mean, of course, that was a suicide by Funnick, but he almost got the Aegis.
It was a worthy effort, I think. If his team was just a little bit closer, they had a few more seconds to react, could have been a completely different story.
They need a Stone Gaze. I think Medusa shouldn't have left that area at all.
Yeah, I think a good play from Alliance, a big risk, but a worthy one. And now they're going to take the gold lead for the first time in this match since we started. It is officially evened out. Potato coming in on his Aghanims there on the Brewmaster. So there is some item progression here on the Radiant. Still the underlying issue of taking these big fights with the Dusa. Just seems like they still can't really kill Havost in this window.
Kite.
Yeah.
Pop the Lincolns, Cyclone. Just do whatever you can to kill all the other teammates first. No one else has pretty much any defensive items. Like no BKBs to deal with the Pugna ward, no mech, no pipe. We just see a bunch of offensive items. Puck with the Scythe of Ice. Zeus going Scepter. I guess he has a fair amount of HP. And Skyrath even building a Mystic Staff. Or, sorry, Staff of Wizardry. And sitting at less than 1,000 HP versus a Pugna as a Sky. That is very risky.
Well, now Havost picks up the MKB, his first big damage item after the Scotty, and try and deal with that Drunken Haze a little more effectively, as well as the Whirling Axis from the Troll. A lot
this
of
MKB
effects.
pickup I can understand.
Yes, there are a lot of blinds. Even with the Lincolns, not going to keep you safe. So, big damage output as well, starting to hit quite hard, about 250 a pop. Troll Warlord will grab his next big item after the HOD BKB, and that is the Assault Karas. Great item on the Troll.
Snobby still waiting for Dusa to become the unstoppable force, the big bank that's too big to fail.
Yeah.
Radiant's
Yes,
bottom
indeed.
tower is
Still
under
moving into
attack.
the Ancients. Van Score, he's working on a Force Staff. Other item progression on the Radiant. How close is the Potato? Yeah, about 300 off till he gets the Aghanims.
So what do they have late game? I think a Brewmaster with an AC and Vlads is still really good late game. Or, I mean, better than a lot of offlaners, I'd say. And then the Lion Hex is always going to be useful.
Yeah, we'll see Potato jump in, but he gets silenced, double silenced at that. But oh my gosh, the Nether Ward cutting down the Skywrath Mage, and Funnick not going to be able to survive either. Ooh. Wait, was that that was the Nether Ward that killed Skywrath, right? A huge burst of damage. Yeah, there it is. Yep, it sure was.
Dire's middle tower
It
is under
really
attack.
wrecks Skywrath. Like,
It really does. We haven't really seen it this game just because Loda has
Dire's
been a
middle
little bit
tower has
iffy
fallen.
with his ward placements, and Skyrath has been really good with his positioning. But here we go, the
Yep.
push. And this is with the Aegis. Timer on it is about 1 minute and 10 seconds. Plenty of time for them to make something happen. And let's see if they can deal with Havost.
yeah, Loda throws out a Decrep. His Nether Ward will get killed once more. Maybe Alliance will just back out here.
Oh, the Loda mana drain too. That's another way to deal with Dusa. But that's only if he's at full HP.
So, I was wondering about that mechanic a little bit. If you life drain a full HP, full mana Dusa, how much mana drain do you actually get? Because it still does a little bit of damage to her, right? So you're still... I don't know exactly how that mechanic works. In practice.
It will.
Like, how much mana does it drain before it stops draining mana?
Sorry,
from
it'll
health?
drain. It'll just drain HP. Sorry, I don't know where I got the mana drain from Pugna. It only restores his mana. It doesn't actually drain mana from the target. I guess from Dusa, I mean, just by doing damage, it'll
Oh,
drain it.
yeah, you're right. You have me confused. I was thinking
Yeah, sorry, I don't know what I was thinking there.
brain fart.
But at the same time, it is still nice sustained damage versus Medusa. I think burst damage is just not good. You're never going to have enough burst to deal with that. Oh, I get.
Yeah, uses his BKB. Funnick goes in, phase shifts it, and Pycat will be able to survive, I think. He did get hit by the Scotty. Will walk away. They go for the Centaur instead. And you get a little bit of free or extra farm there.
So sustained damage with Fervor and Pugna Ultimate, and of course mana drain with Lion is actually going to be pretty big. 120 mana a second, and Mana Shield takes 2.5 damage per mana. So
The double drain just sucking him down.
it's gonna be
I like
be
that.
nice.
I want to see it, actually.
In theory, it's nice.
Yeah, exactly. I want to see how it actually works in practice. Just see the Dusa losing both. Like, what do I do? My mana and my health.
What happens if if you're decrept and stone gaze?
I have no idea. I don't think I've ever seen that happen. I really don't know.
You have 100% magic resistance. That's what Petrified says.
Mm-hmm.
And you take bonus physical damage. But what about decrep? You increase magic damage 25%. So does that leave you it's not magic invulnerable or what?
Yeah, that's a really interesting thought. Yeah, I guess the key thing about Stone Gaze is that it doesn't make you magic immune. It just gives you 100% damage, magic damage resistance, which there is a subtle difference. You can still use spells on people, they just don't do any damage? Is that, or is it just a weird way of saying magic immunity? That's where
they're completely different.
Yeah.
Magic immunity, you can't get stunned.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So you can still use spells on people that are petrified, it just doesn't do any damage.
Correct.
So if you
that's only with 100% magic resistance, but we don't know with decrep.
Yeah, so with decrep, which one takes the trump card? That's a really interesting mechanic interaction, and I have no idea. Maybe we'll get to see it this game. If we see it, you got to keep an eye out for that one.
I mean, in practice, it's not that big of a deal,
Yeah.
just because we're talking about minimal amounts of magic damage, but it's still interesting.
Yeah. Well, it's pretty quiet right now. Both sides kind of on their respective sides of the map. You can probably draw a line across the river, so good time to talk about weird theory crafting across the mechanics of the heroes in this game. But Hvost still just topping that net worth chart by such a big margin, maintaining a 50% edge over the Troll, even as we get towards this, like kind of the beginning of the late game here. 5,000 gold on the Dusa. I reckon he'll want to upgrade that Yasha before too long, just Manta style it. Puck did not go for the Scythe. Actually went back for the Lincolns with that ultimate orb. Oh, they'll have the double Lincoln's buff there for the Dusa, should they choose to use it in these upcoming
There's a lot of stuff that can take it off. Most notably, Pugna's ultimate with no cooldown. You can just triple cast it and just shoot through the Lincolns if you wanted to.
That's a good point. Easier said than done, though. If you're just standing there spamming Lincolns, chances are someone's laying into that Pugna and he's got something better to do than just keep spamming life drain. But you're right, you make a fair point. So next, Roche. We'll see that timer pretty soon here. Again, glancing at item progression, not too much has changed since we last looked. It's really just kind of turned into a farm fest for the last 5 minutes or so. 2.5 minutes on Roche, going to be a long one. A lot of long Roche respawns today. I feel like they've mostly been like 2.5 minutes.
So what I'm looking at here is
Still talking the Stone Gaze
Stone
thing?
Gaze doesn't affect Primal Split, and then on top of that, I don't think there is. It doesn't say anything else about the magic
Split.
resistance. It's just 100% magic resistance, and they have Ancient Seal technically to, make it non-zero damage. I guess it's somewhat relevant because Navi just has so much magic damage.
Yeah,
coming out.
now that you're talking about the Ancient Seal, 45% is a bit more significant. I don't know. We should make a practice lobby and test that. I would guess that it just takes the difference. So if you're decrepit and oh god, that's a rapier. That's a rapier on Hvost. Okay, he was pulling up all that gold. 39 minutes in. Here we go.
I guess magic damage is actually multiplicative too. So if it's 100%, it's like doesn't really matter how much you.
I just don't know how the math works. Like, does it take the difference if you're petrified and ancient sealed? Ake, coiled, silenced, Potato hops in. He gets silenced before he can ultimate. No split right now. Hvost in sort of a weird spot here. Man's up on the Pycat though. Stone Gaze, he uses the BKB, but it just doesn't matter. Now Medusa thrown into the Cyclone, and they're starting to converge.
Can they drain his mana?
They're thinking about it. They're starting to drain him down. There it is. They're sucking him dry like a vampire, but Hvost still with a lot of health. Lion gets killed off to the side.
That's not working.
Now Funnick trying to run. Loda stealing as much health as he can, but Hvost, he's just the immovable object, the unstoppable force. They can't bring him down. He's a bloody raid boss at this stage of the game. Loda on the run, low on HP. Might be able to find a kill off the dazzle. Whoa, there's the shallow grave. A close one. And meanwhile on the other side, Pycat and Funnick still going at it with each other. A couple of buybacks used, Shen and Lion on the side of Alliance. So it looks like a pretty good fight for them, but at the end, Navi getting a huge net worth gain out of it of about 2,600. And of course, Hvost still has his rapier, which is probably the biggest deal in that fight.
So they actually had a very, very good sequence of control on the Medusa. Double Cyclone, and then constant decreps, and then disables from Lion into life drains, but it's just not enough.
Oh, they scout out Roche seconds before he respawns. Very unlucky for Alliance.
Well, that was almost maximum respawn.
Don't
so.
know that they could have done it. Yeah, about 30 seconds short. I don't know if they could have done it anyway, but just a little unfortunate for them. Pavo's just so big. 4-0 and 3. The Rapier, a very smart pickup there. I was a little nervous for Pavos in that fight, though. He was in sort of an awkward position after the split came out.
The Lion died way too fast is the big problem, because Loda just used Decrep. I think most of the time he uses it on himself, but sometimes he uses it on Medusa. But when it's not up on Medusa, the Lion's going to die in like 5 hits. He has 8 armor and 1200 HP. Still very vulnerable to a 550 damage Medusa.
Yeah. And we talked about BKBs for Alliance being an item that will help them out quite a bit. We see Minuts as well as Potato making progress there. Funix already a step ahead, point booster, and moving into that Aghanims for the puck to give Navi some kind of a trump card against that magic immunity. Navi move into Roche, but Alliance on their way. I don't think they'll get here in time.
Yeah, Navi already, they couldn't take down Pavos once. Taking him down twice, and especially with no buyback on the Lion, is going to be very difficult unless somehow they can keep Lion just mana draining her, which is a difficult task.
Pycat in sort of a weird spot here. They're scouting him out, and he will take a good path. Willie Funnick misses the rift, but still blanks. Now Coil out on My Nuts, and My Nuts in a lot of trouble. Havos able to finish him off without too much struggle there, and they'll get a couple Chen creeps.
That Lincoln's owning. Yeah. That baited My Nuts into that engage.
Yep.
And now, I think they can actually end the game with this, because Dusa is technically 6-slotted. Not full 6-slotted, but still 6 slots nonetheless.
She picks up BOTs now to replace those phasies. Potato getting scouted out here. Puck with an orb. No coil this time around, but look at the damage. Oh my gosh. This Brew trying to get the split to survive. He will. Havost in rather deep, but
he can
not
kill
too much
those.
of a threat. Yeah, just going to go ahead and Stone Gaze, force staff back down. He'll be just fine.
Radiant's middle tower
Really asserting
is
his
under
dominance
attack.
there, though. Just diving into the tier 3, forcing out a split, and Brew gets nothing out of it except surviving, which I suppose is a victory, but that's a big cooldown. Not going to be available for this next team fight. Meanwhile, in the top lane, though, Pycat trying to do some split pushing. He does have an Assault Kuros.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Yep, TP's back. Not going to be able to do much with it. Tier 2 in the mid falls. This is very rough for Alliance at this point here, Merlini.
Dire's bottom tower
It is,
under
but if they
attack.
can manage to wait out the Aegis and then take the Rapier due to bad positioning by Havost or a
Dire's
sneaky
bottom
smoking,
tower is
it's
under
definitely
attack.
possible for them to get this Aegis, but only if Navi slips up in some manner and don't have their eyes on the prize, which is protecting Havost. I mean, they did let the first Roshan go because they kept their eyes on the prize there, from the prize. So, Troll with Rapier? Yeah.
That's true.
He certainly has the attack speed to take advantage of that massive damage, especially with the AC.
Yeah, he's a pretty good Rapier carrier for sure.
Technically, they can still kite the Dusa. They have Decrep, which is 3.5 seconds. They have Halberd. They have Hex, and then they have another Decrep, and then Impale.
It's
and
just
another
so much
Decrep.
easier said than done
Oh,
with
yeah,
these
it is.
supports, though. I mean,
definitely
Host can, like, basically 3-shot this Lion if he's not careful. So just playing that dance to not get wrecked before the fight even starts is one of the more difficult parts. More split pushing, though. Loda and Pycat up top doing a lot of damage to this tier 3. Navi will be forced to glyph, and Havost is the one to TP back. The rat plays from Alliance, keeping them in this game right now. They were forced to glyph also. Pretty even damage exchanging on these tier 3s.
It's just so important not to fight a 5-on-5 into the Aegis. That is the quickest way for them to lose right now.
Yeah. 2 minutes left until she despawns.
Here I am.
So far, so good for Alliance. Pycat will TP out. 3,800 gold on him. His farm still very good, just not as good as Havost's. He did pick up that Heaven's Halberd.
I'm not sure what item he goes for next. AC is definitely the right choice over a Butterfly, but I think he still needs maybe a little bit more attack speed so he can keep Perma Bash up on Havost.
Yeah.
Can't get your way out of that one, aside from Stone Gaze.
Yeah. And can still upgrade to the Satanic. I really like the Halberd pickup here, though.
Radiant's
Havost,
top
no
tower is
BKB,
under
so if they
attack.
can break the Lincolns, a disarm on the Rapier carrier, certainly a big deal.
If they can get to him, though.
It's a good tool to have in their
Radiant's
arsenal,
top
though. That is
tower
one
has
way
fallen.
to deal with a hero like this, where you look at the Navi net worth and Havost is like half of it. It's can be a big deal, but again, Alliance doing the same thing. Pycat and Loda in the bottom lane. This time there will be no glyph, so Alliance need to be careful about how they do this. They could trade a lane of barracks for a lane of barracks and be all right, but if Navi win the team fight here with the Rapier Dusa, that's where Alliance could find themselves in a sticky situation.
A lot of heroes still have buyback.
Yep, that's true.
Troll has buyback. Medusa's not terribly relevant because a lot of her net worth is sunk into this.
Ooh, BKB, there you go.
No life drain, no mana drain,
No halberd.
no
Okay.
halberd. Still can get bashed,
Yeah.
theoretically.
Yep. All right, so both teams will do that similar dance last time. They'll trade like half damage. Navi get a slightly better trade that time.
That's wonderful for Alliance.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Waiting out this Aegis.
And they also get some damage on the T3s as like a little bonus. There is a double damage rune that spawned at the bottom spot. Navi could get their little meat hooks on that. So Havost. Inventory slot opened up for that BKB. Where do you go from here if you're Havost? He's still got 4,500 gold. Do you look to replace the Lincolns perhaps for...
I think you replace the Lincolns.
For what though is the question? Butterfly? Is
Butterfly, I'd say, yes.
definitely your... Troll? Yeah, they don't have...
It's important to not get bashed as much. He also has a lot of attack damage, so attack speed is... It's going to be better once you have a lot of attack damage.
Mhm.
He could go another Rapier too, but I think Butterfly's a little bit more utility
Radiant's
and
bottom
doesn't sacrifice
tower
that
is
much
under
damage
attack.
for it.
Radiant's bottom
Havost
tower
will finish
has
off the last
fallen.
outer tower for Alliance. Meanwhile, Alliance pressing into the tier 3 up top. They will bring the
Dire's
tower down.
top tower
Pycat
has
uses his
fallen.
BKB and will just TP home after getting caught inside of the coil. Still no Aghanims up on the puck, though he has enough gold to buy it. Sent back
is done
from the
for.
Chen. That'll keep one of his other teammates alive. I think it was the
was
Pugna.
Loda.
Will Chen survive? Yeah, he blinks out. Okay. Or TP's out, rather. Nice. His creep's not going to be quite so lucky, but pretty good for Alliance there. They get a tier 3 tower for a tier 2 and take no casualties.
Might be a new Alliance, but they're back to their old ways.
Yeah, they sure are. Pugna's now picked up a Yule Scepter for a little bit more mobility.
Just another way to kite Medusa.
Yes, sir. Havost is in love.
I mean, I think they can go for some big plays too and kind of like split push, and if they stop Deuce's TP, that could be huge for them.
Yeah.
But I don't actually know how they're going to stop the TP since everyone is always surrounding Deuce. YOLO in with Lion,
Yeah.
Blink Mana Drain Hex.
Puck has the Aghanims now, and this is definitely a big pickup for Navi. Deal with the BKBs, but even just outside of the BKBs, still just a very useful item.
Okay, now Havost is knocking at the front door, and Pycat isn't quite at the T3 yet. Dendi is back in base, but he doesn't have BOTs. And Funnick is also back in base, but he doesn't have BOTs. Can they burst down Pycat here?
Havost, he'll TP out. Oh my gosh, they almost interrupt him. Mynuts was right there with the blink. And Pycat, he'll TP home, gets stunned up from the Aghanims.
That would have been big.
Oh my god, that was unbelievably close for Havost. Oh, heart palpitations, man. And there was nobody else around, so they could have killed him, leave the rapier on the ground, and save it for the troll. They don't have to worry about that, like, scramble to pick it up ASAP. Okay. Making me nervous here, Havost. So he has opened up an inventory slot. What has he picked up? And it'll be the butterfly. So there you go, not the second rapier. Takes heed to your advice, Mr. Merlini. Dumps the Lincolns.
Well, it's because Troll's really pressed for slots too. Ideally, he wants to go for a Daedalus himself or more attack speed, but I mean, he needs to save a slot for a rapier. He needs a slot for MKB now. So, I mean, not only is it a great item for him, it kind of just wastes Troll's slot. I mean, it's not a waste, but ideally he wouldn't have to go MKB in a 6-slot scenario.
Oh, they want Pycat. Go Black trying to start it off, baiting it out. There's the BKB, but Havost with a double damage rune on top of the rapier. Pycat not ready for that one. Taken down in a couple of arrows. He does have a buyback. Now Ake getting chased down by Funnick. but will be able to survive. Now Havost just goes right into the tower. Glyph comes out. Still a little bit of time left on this double damage. Alliance will go for a push in the top lane, but
base race.
I don't know if you want a base race against the double damage Dusa with a rapier. The DD is about to expire, but I think Navi can win this base race.
I don't know.
He's bought back now.
Battle Trance is ownage. He doesn't have an Aegis.
They're going straight for the tier 4s, and so is Pycat. He's laying in that first one. Navi with the advantage right now, but now they have to focus their efforts on some heroes. All heal from Chen. BKB's used. Potato taking a lot of damage. Gets off the split, but they kill the Lion. Meanwhile, in the Dire base, Pycat taking down one of the tier 4s. Winning the race for now, but Navi get the kill on Lion. He'll buy back. Ooh, Navi, this is looking a little scary. Now they get one tier 4, still one to go.
And now they're TPing back.
Loda getting low. Havost can't find the kill thanks to the decrep. Back in the base, both tier 4s have gone down. It's just Vanscore versus the Troll. Ancient still at full health. Meanwhile, in the Radiant base, Funnick locked down and brought down. Havost on the run, a TP back from the Troll. Can he get out? He's used the Flutter, and it looks like he'll live. Dendi just stands his ground. BKB TP knows he can make it out, or can he? The bash from the Troll! Holy RNGesus.
But they didn't get the prize, the Rapier on Zeus. Actually, Rapier doesn't really matter right now because he can just buy another one. But what is important is that the throne is exposed.
This Troll, you're right. Maybe I underestimated the power of the Battle Trance there, Mr. Merlini.
Not only that, it's Fervor.
Yeah.
Fervor works on towers. This thing's ownage.
Yeah, that's a... She's Roche, here and ready. Looks like Alliance will be able to move in and claim it. They still have one of their tier 4s standing. It was the buybacks from Alliance that made that possible. Both Troll and Lion had to buy back. Well worth it. If that wasn't an option, then I think that could have been a little different. Not coulda, woulda.
Navi have this problem where a lot of their farm is on one hero, and he can't be two places at once. Like, look at his net worth compared to everyone else. And Puck is at a very distant 5th compared to what Alliance's 1 and 2 are. And without the Medusa, they can't actually take a fight. They have nothing on the BKB Troll aside from Medusa. I mean, weave, but if Medusa's not there to right-click, then it doesn't really matter. So all they really need to do is prevent her from TPing if they can, or draw them back with the incredible pushing power from a Troll.
So Havost buys another Rapier, and looking at his items, I don't think there's an obvious choice of what you dump in favor of another one. And I think
Rapier.
that's just a, your security blanket. In case he dies, feeds this one away, he'll have another to get right back to. Is there any... Do you think going double Rapier is advisable here? Like, which of these would you dump for the other Rapier,
BKB.
or is this just a... Okay, the BKB for sure. Yeah, I think you need everything else.
BOTs as well, if you can keep a chicken on you.
If you can do the raid boss
and drop
thing.
a BKB for your BOTs, that's also an option. Yeah, beat a raid boss.
That slow-moving raid boss. All right, things still looking okay for Navi. Very, very minor gold lead for them, but Alliance striking back with surprising fervor. They'll go in onto Funnick in the mid. Lotus starts it off. Phase shift. Earth Spike will not connect, but he won't be able to blink out, and they will get a freebie on the Fairy Dragon. But at what cost? In the Radiant base, there's Navi. There's no Glyph, and they're going to lose at least one lane of barracks. They're caught way out of position. A lot of these heroes lacking TP scrolls. Worthy bait in that mid lane from Funnick. Now
this is going to be megas.
They
They have to defend this.
They're going to go in. Very awkward position from Alliance. They're all over the place. Potato comes in outside of the base. Havost uses the Stone Gaze on the high ground. Loda, BKB on. The first all heal from Chen. He has an Aghanim, so might be able to use it again. Havost isolated, compliments of the tornado. Vanscore goes down. Go Black taking a lot of damage, but now Havost uses the BKB. Wants to try and save his friend. He'll just go right for the Panda Spirit. And oh my god, Potato goes back into brew form at the ideal time. Havost now locked in place. He's the last one alive for Navi, and they've got more than enough damage. It's the hold that Alliance needed to make it happen. A clean 5-0 exchange.
Excellent kiting on Medusa there. I think she used her BKB a little bit late and just got caught by so many Yules and the Cyclones by Brewmaster, and of course that Brewmaster surviving at the very... I think the arrow was in the air.
Oh, that's painful. I mean, it wouldn't really made a difference. It would have been a 5-1 instead of a 5-0, but it's just that little extra bit, that little salt in the wound that can get you a little tilted. And the stage of the game like this, every little bit counts. Havost will have to use that backup Rapier, and Troll was the one to pick up The rapier he dropped. Now a Satanic gets delivered to the Troll Warlord. And all of a sudden, Alliance right back in this game. And actually, I feel like they're sort of in control now.
I don't know. Navi,
You don't think so?
well, yes, the Medusa doesn't have their buyback, but they've been playing offense this whole time. They can still hold defensively, and they only have one set of racks left on Alliance.
I mean more now there's a rapier on each team. I think that's what really levels it out with this Troll able to just go Christmas
he still
ham.
can't go ham on the Dusa. Dusa still has Stone Gaze.
Oh, Loda, he'll use his BKB, but it won't matter. 3D on that one.
Stone Gaze is ownage, and it just completely trumps BKB, trumps Battle Trance, whatever you want to throw at it. You can't fight into it. You have to turn around.
Now Potato in a little bit of trouble, uses his BKB, but Funnick's got an Aghanims. That'll stun him up for quite a while. Funnick looking for some body blocks. His team starting to wrap around Havos just a little bit too slow. Can't get up to the high ground, and the Potato will live to tell the tale. Pycat pushing in the top lane where they already have a lane of barracks, and he's going to have to make it out of here pretty soon as they're starting to move towards his direction. He has BOTs, should be no
I mean,
problem.
look at these creeps. They're just like sieging their entire base.
Pycat, no BKB. A little bit risky. Pretty close call, actually.
Yeah, he got a BKB TP'd. Whew, that is risky.
That, it's a 5-second BKB charge, so it's like one of those where kind of might as well use it, because if you die with that rapier, then...
It's not that big of a deal, though, because Alliance, their job is to control Medusa. It's not really to kill her. It's to control her, kill everyone else, and then go for Medusa when she's isolated, which is easy because they have hexes, they have impales, they have decrep to control her. So it's not that big of a deal. I mean, of course, it's important that Troll has some sort of damage, but he already has enough control in the fight that the longer the fight goes, the better it is.
Yeah. Next Roche up in about 5 minutes here, and get to see the timer before the RNG spot. It will be slightly shorter, probably about 1:15 or so. Something these teams have to keep in mind, but just look at the net worth difference now. We had Havost 50% ahead of the Troll pretty much the entire game, and after that last fight, they're within 2,000-3,000 of each other.
Well, a lot of it was just sunken gold that wasn't actually used, like 10,000 in her inventory, and then rapier that's on the chicken. So the net worth difference was big, but actual net worth on the hero is not that big.
Yeah, especially now that there's a rapier apiece.
Now he has Satanic. That's rough.
Yeah. Yeah, as soon as he picked up the rapier, that was the item he bought. He was pulling up a lot of gold. And still continuing to do so. 3,100 on the Troll. So what's the game plan here if you're Navi?
Don't lose your... Don't let them come to your base. Don't let a Pycat split push. But one of the big problems is they don't actually have a way to stop his BKB TP.
Yeah.
Aside from...
Him breaking like a puck. Oh, the puck is...
Well, BKB TP is... I mean,
yeah,
it's
you
TP
don't
alone.
get the mini stun. It's only the break. Yeah. Yeah, no, absolutely nothing.
This is where you'd really like to have a scythe on the puck later in the
Instead
game
of
so
that
that you can
Lincoln's.
catch him out and disable him.
Yeah, he does have 3,800 gold, so Funnick could be closing in on a scythe before too long. Still pretty delayed. A hex out on Loda. That's the only hex that we've seen in this game.
Navi have to keep their lanes very far pushed out, because if they try and go for a push, Troll can just backdoor with the rapier and kill the throne. The exposed throne.
Yes, that's an important point to go back to. It happened so long ago, it's easy to forget about, but there are no tier 4 towers in this dire base. Navi only have 2 structures left before they get the megas and have a pretty good chance here. Turning into kind of an odd stalemate as we again pass that 60-minute mark. Lots of long games today. Dendy never ended up going for the Aghanims, just the casual point booster. BOTs, BKB on the Zeus.
I think like a Scythe Refresher is better for him than an Ags this game. Just because Ags, in terms of HP done, Trolls has a lot of effective HP, especially with lifesteal. He also has BKB. Brewmaster, he has a cheese, as well as having a Brew Ultimate. It's very effective versus the Lion and the Chen. And Pugna also has a lot of effective HP by being able to life drain. And having Refresher will end up doing more damage to those weak heroes, and also it will open up better item choices for him later into the game. But it was nice in the mid game just to have a little bit more HP, so you don't die to a Brew ult, a Lion ult,
Yeah.
etc.
So Ake with the Aghanims Chen could start looking to dominate some creeps here. Just has a nice, well-rounded army, some stuns, some damage, some armor. What do you think about that Granite Golem creep? Would you say overrated? The 15% HP buff?
It's just the situations that it's actually useful is... Oh.
Yep, Puck will phase shift, does not jaunt to the orb, instead drops the coil onto Manuts. He'll BKB, TP, and will live.
It's definitely good.
Yeah. I think the bigger problem is that it's so freaking slow. It's like 270 movement speed. That thing is like a
That's
dinosaur.
why you have Test of Faith.
Yeah. Still, you just in fights, if the fight moves at all like a screen length, the golem's just like, wait for me, guys.
He is made of granite.
Please, I really want to help. I really want to fight. It's just like, yeah, he's hard to move around.
So Pycat's constantly been sending HOD creeps into the pit. I think it's a HOD creep, and
yep,
this will be...
Actually, that one I think was a Chen creep. He's only got 3 in his little army.
Oh, okay.
But he has been sending HOD creeps.
Oh, yeah, he doesn't have HOD anymore. He has Satanic, duh.
Oh, yeah. Derpy. Merlini's derpy today, man. You should have had a bigger breakfast. Mana drains.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on in this game. This game has been very hectic.
How many times
He was sending in HOD creeps earlier.
No, he did it quite a few times. I thought they were Chen creeps there. Yeah, we were talking about that. The colors. Yeah, the colors. Well, we're at that stage of the game where each team is like one bad team fight away from losing as both their bases are in such shambles. So it's not too surprising to see this turning into a little bit more of a passive farm fest.
They also want to wait for the buybacks to cool down. Looks like Kavos has just cooled down his buyback. Loda's 1 minute away, and
Dazzle's like 5 seconds out.
Yeah.
Roche up in just a couple seconds also. Both teams with a rapier apiece, very eager to get themselves an Aegis of the Immortal and or the cheese to have a second life. Funnet coming in.
No one has
Silence on
slots for it,
Illusions.
though. It's not even about the Aegis anymore. It's just about split pushing out the lanes. I mean, obviously, you don't want to give away a free Roshan, but it's not going to be the GG game winner. Remember when Alliance had it, or Navi had it with the first Rapier, they couldn't push just because Alliance was just split pushing all the time.
Yeah, and it looks like Alliance might just fall in line with that logic. So how important is Roche right now? Making movements this way. We'll take a look at the Radiant Vision, sending the illusion into the pit. They see Roche at about half health and see that Navi have committed everything. The scarier part is just how do you deal with this in there? Oh, the Force Staff keeps him alive.
He's
and a
going
nice
to die
life
to
drain
tornado,
from
I
Loda.
think. That's a sad way to die. 63
Sure
minutes
is.
into the game.
Roshan has
All right,
fallen
Roche
to
dies.
the
Zeus is the one to pick up the Aegis of the Immortal. Now the fight breaks out in the pit. Primal Split comes out from the Brew. Isolates the Dusa. They just want to kill his friends. Go Black, the first to go down. BKB.
Troll in the top lane.
Uh-oh. All heal from Chen. Dusa will make it out, and they have to defend. Troll doesn't even make it to the throne, but puts the pressure on.
And Aegis secured by Dendi, but that's about it. Cheese was popped by Godlike, and he did end up dying in the process.
Yeah.
And, I mean, look at where the creep equilibrium is. All 3 of the lanes are pushed out past the river, and Alliance have Navi cornered inside their base. One bad move.
And that throne's going down. One battle trance, and you better believe that baby's taking some damage. Now, they do have a glyph, and Skywrath does have a buyback. I don't know that Alliance really want to brute force this. The weave
Havos
seems
needs
to
to
be
buy
enough.
back. He has enough for a buyback and another rapier, I believe. Yeah, he
Yes,
does.
he certainly does. Buyback 2,000, yeah.
I mean, Brew could carry the rapier at this point. Imagine those crits.
That's a good point, yeah. Not the worst rapier carrier ever. Better than Pugna.
Yeah, Pugna's awful.
He's pretty high on that list of worst rapier carries. I guess Chen's pretty bad, too.
Another rapier.
Okay, there's the refresher on Brew. So we'll have double primal splits.
Double BKB.
Atsu. So is this another just safety rapier for Havost? Do you
Yes.
think he's thinking
It's a
about...
safety rapier. He needs all his items.
Yeah, he's thinking about it. When that BKB gets down to 5 seconds, that's when you...
Well,
maybe
BKB
start
saved him
thinking
from that
about it.
last fight.
Yeah.
That's how he escaped the Roshan pit.
It's just so tempting. You see the 2 rapiers. It's like, I want to do 1,000 damage and auto attack. But yeah, you're right.
He has enchanted a golem.
Oh, he finally did. Okay, there you go. 2,600 HP on that thing. Because it gets all that extra Chen. Oh, it's so big. But yeah, there's that big movement speed.
And Ake has also gone just an aura build. Vlad's on him, Wild Wing Ripper for the extra aura and the HP aura. And, you know, it sounds like not that much, 5 armor versus Rapier Dusa, but all these things add up, especially with the AC.
Yep. And the Wild Wing, that extra 3.
It's big mitigation.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, you saw the weave in that last fight. When
Pycat versus Pavos squaring off in the top lane.
Yeah, when they're all grouped up, though, it's kind of like the weave doesn't really do that much. It does mitigate it, but I don't know. You normally look at the weave and go, oh, they're so squishy, kill them, but just kind of makes them normal.
It's 66 minutes into the game.
Yeah. That'll happen. Potato still farming. The Brewmaster. Who do you think's going to win this? Like, who would you say has the actual edge right now?
Because they have more mobility. They also have, I think, better pickoff potential with the Lion. I mean, the Blink Hex is still relevant 66 minutes into the game, which is why he's such a good hero. Whereas, yeah, Puck, he has his... he has a Basher now.
The Puck does?
I think he's going for an Abyssal.
Yeah,
to stop the BKB TP.
There you go.
But the problem is he needs to save it for buyback as well. So we're talking about he needs 6,000 gold. So he needs another 2,800 in order to die and have a relic and
have a buyback.
Yeah.
Okay, Havos with another 5,400 gold. How many safety rapiers can you get?
Yeah, I think Alliance have the better control of this map right now. One, because of the Blink Hex. Another one because I think Troll has proven that he is capable of split pushing faster than a Medusa. Also, I think they're just better. They're better suited to it. It's what what they're known for. I guess, to be honest, is
the rat.
The rat. Yeah, they play it extremely well, and I mean they wouldn't have been at this point in the game if they weren't excellent at split pushing.
that is 100% for sure. So for Alliance, though, Puck actually does not save for buyback. He goes straight for the Abyssal.
Tired of the BKB TPs.
Yeah, just feels like a big.
It's going to catch him off guard. I can foresee Pycat trying to split push, thinking he's safe with BKB TP, and then getting Abyssal to the face, and then being like, "What the heck happened?" And then he has to buy back, and so I mean, it's a smart play. Oh, actually, they're 5-manning mid. So much for it stopping TPs.
Yeah. Minot's TPing back. Alliance ready to defend. It's just this mid lane of Barracks. They want the Megas. Now there's a glyph. We can't forget about Havost on the high ground in the front lines, getting life drained down. The creeps pushing him back.
Oh, Pycat going for the throne. Here we go.
Glyph on the dire side. Two fights breaking out at once. Navi trying to make it back. Havost will TP home. Glyph comes out. Throne takes a good bit of damage, but still standing. Pycat now can't make the escape and will get put 6 feet under.
I think that's actually not bad for Alliance because they did force the glyph out. So now maybe they can Zerg the throne down. Still,
they could at least force a buyback.
Wait,
here.
so who took the rapier? Goblak.
Okay. Yep, you're right. So Skywrath rapier. There you go.
You see his agility, 36 agility. His poor attack speed. 1.25 seconds per attack.
Solid 2 armor right here. That's good.
Poor guy.
Phonic, mid lane, Blink Hex initiation. Some TPs coming in. The BOTs at it once more. Merlini. Phonic dies in the mid. And kind of a 1-for-1 across these two fights. They'll be coming back up right around the same time.
That's awkward.
Yep.
Phonic doesn't have buyback. It's not like Pycat's really forced to use his, though.
No. If they knew that Phonic doesn't have buyback, this could be a pretty scary situation. Like, they could buy back the troll and then try to go in it, but
He doesn't have rapier anymore, though. I don't think he's that great at base racing.
Yeah.
Did he sell his Yasha that he had earlier?
I believe so. Yeah. I don't see it on the courier, so... Unless he's hiding it somewhere. Their courier name is Potato Dreamer. Oh, boy. Havost leading the charge. Navi heading right up the front lines again. There is a double damage rune at the top and could actually be the nail in the coffin here. They may still have to force still may be able to force the troll buyback. Did the Radiant use the glyph last time? No, they were able to repel without it. He did get some sure damage on the ranged barracks. And after trekking up the mid lane, Navi will just about face. They will not take the risk.
So no heroes used buyback, even though a couple heroes have died. So let's check out the window that Alliance has to break this base before the glyph refreshes. 3 minutes left on the glyph. Unfortunately, no creeps are on the dire side of the map, have no Radiant creeps on the dire side of the map, so Alliance won't be able to BOT in. Are there any Chen creeps available to BOT in or HOD? I do not believe so.
He can actually kill it through the backdoor protection, though, fast enough to make it worth it?
I think so. If he gets
he definitely could kill it. It's more the timing that it takes him to do it.
I think
for Navi
so.
to react.
I'm not positive.
I'm not sure either. At this stage, it's hard to gauge how much damage he'll do relative to the regen without a rapier. That also makes the map.
Funnick smoked into bottom, looking for another kill on Pycat.
Oh, here we go. Coil will come out. Remember, he's got the BKB. There's the Abyssal. Interrupt it. Havos now with the Scotty. Nowhere for Pycat to go. He will die.
What an item. So smart from Funnick.
Puck Abyssal. Dendy, he'll BKB TP as My Nuts jumps on him.
Oh, you see this creep? They peeked out on the creep because that is not sneaky.
Yeah.
That is not sneaky. Oh, it's still going in.
The all heal from Chen, but there's a hero here to intercept. It's Dendy. He's going to put a stop to that. Meanwhile, Radiant base, Havos going in. This is the final hold that Alliance need to make. Let's take a look at the buybacks. Troll's already used it. Minuts uses his BKB, but Havos just unloading arrows onto him. No mercy to be had. There is backdoor protection and a glyph. Barracks will stay standing for now, forcing a buyback and killing the Lion. Pretty good for Navi. They need to keep Havos alive, isolated by the tornado. Navi hiding in the tree line. Trying to bait out with Havos. Now he gets hexed. BKB used by Loda. Pycat as well. Force staff onto Havos. Create some space. They're kind of kiting Alliance right now, but Vanscore isolated. Gets off a grave. Buys himself some time. Havos stunned. Cycloned again. Just can't do any damage. Now Vanscore's gone down. Funnick will stay alive. Loda taking a lot of damage. Havos going to find another kill here perhaps. Stunned up. Stunned again. The life drain from Loda. Turning it around. Havos is dead. Alliance right back in it with 4 down on Navi. And they're going to push right for the throne.
And again, Puck has no
Radiant's middle
buyback.
barracks are
Where
under attack.
is Dusa? Dusa has 12,000 gold almost with a rapier in the stash. Will buy back. And who else has buyback? Vanscore has buyback. Dendy has buyback. But at best, it's going to be a 4-on-5.
Absolutely. Alliance, are they going to go in for it here, though? It doesn't look like it. Creeps pushing up. They do have to defend against
Radiant's
that bottom
middle
lane
tower
that's
is
shoving
under
right
attack.
into their tier 4s. And it looks like this game may stalemate a bit longer. I really thought they'd just go right for it.
Well,
but
they forced the Medusa buyback.
Yeah.
It's good enough.
And Pycat gets another rapier. So where are the rapiers right now? Havos has 1. The Troll has 1. Where's rapier number 3?
Where'd Goblaks go? That's the main one I'm worried about. Is it on the chicken?
Am I blind here? I am not seeing a 3rd rapier.
Okay, let's count this up again.
There's 1 on the Troll,
Okay.
1 on the Dusa, and that's all I see.
I don't see any in the stashes. Okay, anyways, we're about to see a throw.
Yeah, they're going to go right for it. Now, Dire do have a glyph of both. Turned into a chicken right away. BKB's used it plenty. They're just going to focus the throne. The fervor from Pycat doing the work.
Dire's
The glyph with 147 HP left. I think
Dire's
Alliance can
entrance
just
is
spit on it and it'll
under
fall at this point. They will. The Troll dies in the end, but what a game 1. We've got at least one more game coming up as Alliance.
You question Alliance's late game.
Woo! I certainly did, and
The Troll, man.
they just handled themselves so unbelievably well. You look at that on paper, and it's like, I think you can't expect a team to play the rat, split attention around the map as well as they did. They make it look easy, and that is far from easy.
Well played.
Very impressive. A much deserved
Also,
win.
Dusa had too much farm. She had
Mm-hmm.
10,000 gold at the end. She had a couple and lost rapiers, and that's one of the downfalls of a Medusa strat. If you don't hit when she's 6-slotted and win,
Yeah,
everyone else is getting stronger, whereas you're not.
right. That is a fundamental issue when you're, 75, 80 minutes into a match. But we'll have a quick break, folks. We got game 2 coming up of El Clasico, Navi versus Alliance. I'm Zyori. That's Merlini. Thank you so much for joining us here. Stick around because more action-packed Dota is coming your way.